Last time we spoke for The Observer, the Manchester Information Centre ended up lifting a quote from the interview and now selling it as a fridge magnet.
Yeah.
So I've just got a little, I thought I'd bring you a little present here.
Oh, have you got me one?
It's not only a fridge magnet, it's a shopping bag, a mug,
Oh.
a coaster,
Oh.
a fridge magnet,
That's very generous.
a pen
of
and
you,
a
Luke.
biro.
That's fantastic.
That's all right. So just, you know,
That's very thoughtful of you, because I've heard about these, and of course I can't go and buy them, can I?
that would look a bit.
That'd look like I'm the kind of twat that I actually am. But you've done it for me there. Brilliant.
So, I mean, what is the general reaction to you in Manchester now that you're the elder statesman of Manchester music?
Well, you know, Manchester's pretty straightforward in its style of compliment, you know. Somebody will shove their head out the car window and shout, "Elbow, get a proper job." And that means, well done, we're proud of you, you know.
You've not moved to Santa Monica or Brooklyn.
No.
You've actually moved back to your old neighbourhood of Prestwich.
Yeah.
I mean, what prompted that move?
It's closer to our folks, which was a conscious thing for me and Emma, just to be nearer to home. And also, all my old friends have settled in that area, and they're all bringing up families there, so...
You've written and sung about Manchester more than anyone else since Morrissey, probably.
Yeah.
So, you know, you'd feel that as a loss if you moved?
Yeah, sure. I couldn't move and not come back all the time, which I'm sure you can relate to.
Yeah, yeah.
It's, yeah, no, I'd have to, you know, I'm too nosy. I need to know what's going on. And my sister put it really well. Our Gina entered a competition. Urban Splash were renovating some flats on the tram line going out to Bury. And they had a competition, what should we name them? And at the time, Whitehall were dragging their feet over erecting a permanent monument to the Pankhurst sisters. So my sister suggested they were named after the Pankhurst sisters, and they are. The names are written in big letters on the buildings, which is something I'm dead proud of whenever I go past. Like, oh, Gina did that. And Gina sort of said about Manchester, well, while we were talking about this whole thing, that she had her own landmark. I was like, I get nosy. She said, so do I. She said, if a building's erected and I didn't know it was planned, I think nobody told me. You know, so I get a bit like that about it. I think a lot of people do, though.
But also you were talking about, you know, all your friends and family that you have and your network of friends and stuff, and that gets more important as you get older.
Yeah.
But that is also a constant source of inspiration for your lyrics.
So there's certainly a huge kick out of being one of the few people that I know that when you met that bloke who blew your mind and you made all your plans together and you said, we'll know each other forever. So far it's true, you know. And it's sort of like, I like to keep that going.
So we're talking about your move back to your old neighbourhood. And that's, I mean, the record, in a way, it's thematically, it's a return to your roots geographically, but also musically as well. It's, a lot of people are saying it's a return to, you know, Asleep in the Back. Is it the song Jesus Was a Rochdale Girl which kind of set the theme and the mood of the record?
It's a list of what was important to me, age 20. It's a description of the place I lived. And the title refers to my first love, my girlfriend then was a girl called Kath. She and my music collection were literally my saviours, hence the title of the song. I have a drop leaf window with cats and broken yards, sunflowers and paint cans, stolen shopping carts, and nothing to be proud of, and nothing to regret. Time is a natural filter for lyrics, because in trying to get to the root of a song, sometimes you overlook what you think is a small detail, which, having gone back to drafts of songs years later, I've thought, why didn't I put that in? That's a really interesting detail. But if it's memories, if it's stuff that you felt a long time ago, you only remember the important details. So it was literally a list as it came out of my head. And it's a very, very simple, musically a very, very simple thing.
And what it's about, I mean, it's evocative of that house, but it's also about that feeling there where you as a band, where friends of yours have gone off to university and you were sort of like, well, we better knuckle down and sort of learn our craft. But also that excitement of you were writing those first really what you perceived as really great songs and just learning your art as a lyricist.
Yeah, well, it was kind of that was the house, Mountfield in Prestwich. I can't remember what number now, but it was that house because I had a desk in it. In fact, I had to apologise to my landlord. I stole that desk. And looking back, it was probably worth about 30 quid, but it came with me for about a decade. Like my lucky desk. And it was like a kid's homework thing. But I had a desk and I had a window with a really interesting little view of lots of different backyards. So there was always something to nosy at. And that was when I started really enjoying the idea of writing songs. I've been in the band for 6-7 years and I loved singing on stage and I loved the showing off element of being in a band. You know, I really took to that quite easily. But then how important songs were to me, to try and write songs that became important to other people, that's when it occurred to me that I could maybe do that.
And then Lippy Kids also seems like a integral part song on the record because it was the first thing that you chose that everyone would hear when you released it online. And it's also the song with the album title, Build a Rocket Boys, was taken from. So that's, I mean, in the lyrics you talk about those lippy kids on the corner again, which a lot of people would find annoying, but it's quite an affectionate take on them.
You know, the reason kids sit on a street sign all night rather than being at home in the warm is because they want something of their own and because they're exploring. And they, you know, and it's the first time. I know Craig was very affected by the line in that song. It says, "And nobody knew me at home anymore." It follows "Hour Long Hungry Kisses."
Yeah.
And nobody knew me at home anymore. Craig's got 2 sons who are like, they must be 5 and 3, and he was really affected by that line. He was like, I don't want my son to
feel like that towards him.
Feel like that one day. Yeah, it really affected him, and I think that's linked to why these lyrics ended up being, you know, in these songs, because watching your dad watching your mate, even Freudian slip, watching your mate become a dad and be a good dad, which all the band are now. They're all dead good fathers. It's really affecting. It's really affecting. You see the best of your friends. You also see the worst when there's tiny babies to be dealt with. But you see the best of your friends, and they surprise you in a way that you didn't thought maybe they would. And you know, if there wasn't already enough gushy bromance between me and the rest of Elpo, it's suddenly been amplified by the arrival of these little people, you know.